Today is Wednesday, Parashat Tzav, and we continue with the order of Pesach. The Seder of Pesach, we started already earlier with Kadesh, Urchatz, Karpas, and we come now to Yachatz. But before I explain the Yachatz and the next step, apparently there were some technical problems in sending this Torah tube that we do every day in the last 3 days. So if you have not received the ones for earlier this week, please send us an email and then we'll send you the link for those days. For some reason, apparently, there was some technical problems and not everybody got the link. So Yachatz. Yachatz is the breaking the middle matzah. Let's remember that there were 3 matzot there on the Seder plate. So we take the middle matzah and we break it so that the smaller piece stays in between the 2 whole matzot, and the larger piece goes between the tablecloth and the table. And some have a custom to hide it, and the child that finds it asks for a gift. Our minhag back in Morocco was not to do this type of hiding it somewhere where somebody has to look for it and finding it, but rather just put it between the tablecloth and the table, but each family according to its custom. And after the breaking of the matzah, then we go to Magid. Magid is the Haggadah. This is one of the very, very important aspects of the whole night of the Seder. This is when we tell the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim. This is when we read from Halachma and Yad and Manishtana, etc. Very important to have the children participate, because after all, a very important aspect of telling the Haggadah is Vegata lebincha, you shall tell your son or your child, and the girls also should participate in hearing the story of the Haggadah, and the question should be asked by the children, Manishtana. But just to remind you also that just before we do the Manishtana, we pour the 2nd cup of wine, and we don't drink it until the end of Haggadah. But one important thing to remember also is throughout the reading of the Haggadah, there should be no speaking on anything else, except if there is a need for something that is very specific for the night or for the Haggadah, for the table. Then we would be able to ask for something else than the text of the Haggadah or talking about Yetziat Mitzrayim, so that we stay focused on the Haggadah itself. And of course, when people get together and they're around the table, sometimes they're tempted to be involved in extracurricular discussions, but it's very important that in the Haggadah we focus on the text of the Haggadah, on the subject at hand. Now when we come to the Matzah, Maror, and Pesach, these 3 words and the paragraphs that correspond to them are like a pillar of the Haggadah, and those that we have to make sure that we say them correctly and that we focus on them. When you say Matzazu, you have to raise the matzah and hold it in hand. When you say and by the way, you hold the broken matzah in the middle between the 2 whole matzah, and you raise it, says this matzah. Maror, you pick up the maror and say this maror. When you come to Pesach, you don't pick up the bone that is on the Seder plate, because we don't want it to be like that it is Korban Pesach. That bone that is only in remembrance of Korban Pesach, and therefore you just look at it, you don't need to pick it up. At the end of the Haggadah, there is the bracha, Asher Ge'alanu, that he redeemed us, and it's when he says the bracha, he picks up, of course, the kos. When he says Lefichach anachnu hayavim, he picks up the 2nd cup of wine, and then after he finishes the bracha, he drinks it, again leaning to the left. And if a person forgot to lean to the left, he has to drink the cup again, another cup again, because the leaning to the left is part and parcel of the mitzvah of drinking the 4 cups of wine. And tomorrow we'll continue from this point forward. After that, it's rochza, washing the hands, before we do the motzi lechem min haaretz and achilat matzah. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.